Hey everyone, today I'm going to be cutting a Hessonite Garnet. I just got a new parcel in, and I thought that this stone would go great with the design that I cut recently. This is not my design, and I don't know that I can actually show you the drawings or the cutting instructions, but here's what we're looking at. So this is what I'm looking at. There's a few inclusions that have to be cut out, but I'm going to show you how I get started. Like this lamp. Now I just melt the wax a little bit. You don't want to get it smoking or anything. Put wax on it, and then you want to kind of get the wax on it enough and roll it around where it adheres to it pretty good. Be careful with it because it is hot. What you want to do is spin it a bit. Okay, so this is my machine. This is what is called a Vargas. It was one of the first commercially manufactured machines in America. So it's fairly old. Anything that you need for this thing, you're going to have somebody make it for you. You have what's called a master lap if you're using toppers, which I am. And I'm going to be first using a 120 grit topper for this first part. And I do not need my handpiece for this first part because I'm just getting a rough shape of the stone. And what I'm looking for is there's an inclusion. It's just a feather-like inclusion that wants to remain, and I've got to make sure I cut that out since it is right at the table. But this will help you see where your inclusions are and where your problem areas could potentially be. Okay, so this is the stone after preform. You want to adjust it once it's on there. So that is stuck. I'll go around and pack the wax just a bit to make sure that I got a good hold on it. Make sure that I don't have a tilt error, and if I see one, I can adjust any kind of tilt that I might see. And since I went ahead and preformed the stone, I know about where it's got to be. Like if you look at the bottom side or whatever that I'm going towards, you see there's no tilt error. That's a very hard thing to fix. I set my height adjustment by rotating this handle and kind of bring it down gently. Start the lap, and I will do the first 8 girdle cuts. And if you do this, make sure that you're pushing down on the stone itself and not the dot. On your first grit, it doesn't have to be any better than this. Now I've got the angle set to 45, and we're going to be cutting to a false skew. So on this grit, you see we have a lot of marks that we got to take off, but it is fairly close. To make sure you're actually getting the scratches that you're wanting to get out. Here we are cutting to a cooler point. Everything should be lining up fairly well. It should all meet at the cullet, which is that point at the very tip, and your girdle should be pretty level. If it's not, you may have to go back and adjust your depth. So we're ready for the next set of facets. I've topped off the water. Everything seems to be good to go. Doing something like this, you just want to make sure to take care. Look a lot, cut a little, look a lot, you know. So we're going to try to get that lined up, and then I think there's like another set of girdle facets, and then another set of facets, and we're done. What I want to show you is that now, let's see, the girdle is pretty well level. Okay, so it's time for the pre-polish. I got the 30,000 grit lap on here, and I'm just going to go through all the facets again. The main thing is you really, unless you have a much larger stone, you don't really want to leave this on here for more than a couple seconds at a time. You just want to knock the scratches off. Okay, so now it's time to polish the pavilion. I've already polished the girdle. I forgot to hit record. Yeah, it shouldn't take that long. What I use to polish garnet is aluminum oxide. I got a thin film on an aluminum lap, so it shouldn't take that long. Let's get started. So after taking a polish, this is what the pavilion looks like. And fire up the alcohol lamp. Like I say, you can't see that flame, but it is very hot. And then heat the stone up and pull them off. Get some denatured alcohol after it's dried up just a bit. Right now we're at 3.1 carats. Sorry, mosquitoes are eating me alive out here. And you don't have to get a ton of wax. You're just going to do a wax transfer. See if I can do this first try. You never know. Take and heat both the stone and the wax. Put the stone on there like that. Move it around and try to center it. Take and put it in the machine itself. And we're not trying to line anything up right now other than the stone. So take and get the wax malleable again, and you know, after doing this, you get better at it. This is what it looks like. Everything's even. If you look, it is dead on even with that middle facet. I just finished the stone. I'm going to take it off the wax and do the final reveal. And for the final reveal, a 1.965 carat Hessonite Garnet. When the light hits it just right, that thing really shines. Looks like a little fire inside the gemstone. Well, I appreciate you sticking around with me today. You have a good one.